What's up, Hilton?
Hey, Gino. You fancy a poker game tonight?
Aren't Ray and the kids home?
Yeah, Rachel and the kids are out. We've got the house to ourselves.
All right, let me call Brian. Okay, see you. Bye. Hey, what's up, Brian?
Hey, Gino.
Hilton's calling for a poker night tonight. Are you down?
Yeah, tonight I'm free.
All right, perfect. We'll see you later.
Hey, Grub. Yeah, it's poker tonight. You down? Oh, okay, fantastic. Look forward to seeing you there.
Hey, Grum. How are you?
Hilton, are we on for poker tonight?
The poker night's on, definitely.
Should I bring some pizzas?
No. I'll cook. I'm gonna make like really nice, like sort of sticky Asian barbecue ribs. I'm gonna make some chili con carne, really nice and fiery. And then I will make some pulled pork sliders.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll make sure someone brings some beer.
I'm looking forward to taking your money.
Take my money? Yeah, you can try, buddy.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I'll see you later tonight.
All right, bye. All right, so all the guys are on their way. We're gonna have a poker night tonight. So all the boys are coming. I'm cooking the food. The guys are bringing all the beers. So what I'm gonna cook, I'm gonna make pulled pork sliders. I'm also gonna make really fiery chili con carne with nacho chips and sour cream. And then I'm also gonna make a sticky pork ribs. And this is really sort of manly food. So the first thing I have to do, I really have to get the pulled pork on, because that's gonna take about 4 to 5 hours. Okay, so here we have a really nice cut of pork. We're just gonna remove a little bit of the fat. So if we have too much fat on there, that means everything's gonna taste just a little bit greasy. We still want to keep a little bit on there just to sort of give a little bit of the fat flavor, a little bit of moisture. Okay, so we've taken off maybe about a third of the fat. And now we have to make our spice rub. So, first thing we have to do is we have to get brown sugar in. We probably need just about a cup of brown sugar. And now for the smokiness, we're probably going to need about 3 tablespoons of Spanish paprika. That's quite a lot, but we really want that sort of reddish color and that smoky flavor to come through. Then we also have garlic powder, and that sort of gives it a really nice, like, sort of roasted garlicky flavor. And then onion powder. Okay, now we just mix that through. Okay, now that's all well mixed, it's now time to get the garlic on. We're probably looking at about 4 to 5 cloves of garlic. We're gonna chop them, and then we're gonna grind them into a puree. Okay, so now we've really pureed this. You can see all the oils when I touch it. It's really, really wet. We've really squeezed all of the oils out of that. And now we just add this to our dry mix. Okay, and then now we just stir that around. All of the garlic is now sort of incorporated into that. And now it's time to get this onto our pork shoulder. So we turn it fat side down, and we just get a really good handful of this, and we just rub it onto the pork like so, and really sort of massage it into all of the nooks and crannies. Turn it over. The more of this dry rub you can actually get on, the better flavor you're gonna have. Everything's gone in. Now we can leave that at the side just to marinate for 10 minutes. We'll tidy up and we'll get the onions on. The next thing we have to get on is we just have to slice some white onions. So we really want to get our onions very nice and thinly sliced. That's just going to help them bring out the sweetness to this dish. Okay, so now that all the onions are sliced, we're just going to really break them apart. So this is going to cook for roughly 4 to 5 hours on a nice low heat, which means all the onions are going to dissolve. It's going to sort of fall apart and break and actually become part of the sauce. But we need to add just a little bit of flavor into this. So we're going to add just a couple of teaspoons of Dijon mustard. We also have to add just a little bit of chicken stock. We haven't added the salt to the meat because that's going to draw out moisture. So we're just going to take chicken stock and just add a little bit of salt into that. And then we're going to pour about maybe 2 cups. So now we can shake that around and grab the pork. Really nicely marinated. You can see the sugar's really done its work. It's really nice and sticky all over. And we're just gonna lift it up and drop it inside like that. And that fits nice and perfectly. So we'll put this on the rice cooker for 4 to 5 hours. The only thing you really have to do now is to make sure that that is on cooked rice and not keep warm. Right, so now it's time to get this fiery chili con carne on. I'm going to use 2 forms of heat. I'm going to use fresh red chilies, and I'm also going to use cayenne pepper. First thing we have to do is we have to get onions and garlic and red chilies chopped. We have to saute that. We then have to add tomato paste, chopped tomatoes, and then the ground beef, obviously, salt and pepper, and then some kidney beans. Okay, so the first thing we have to do when we get our chili con carne on is we have to saute our garlic, our onions, and our chili. And by getting the chili in very, very early, we will get the heat coming out very, very quickly. Okay, so while the onions and the chilies and the garlic are sweating off nice and slowly, we've got our frying pan really nice and hot. What I like to do is I like to get it in really nice, thick chunks. We're just going to add a little bit of salt now. And we want to be really gently with turning it over. And that color there, that's exactly the color we want on our beef. The more color we get in our beef, the more flavor we're going to have in our chili. Okay, so now that the onions are halfway done, I really want to hit it with some spice. So I'm going to add some cumin seed. And then I'm going to add cayenne pepper. So now we have 2 levels of spice inside here. And then just 1 or 2 dried bay leaves. Okay, so now that our beef has got really nice color on it, it's not burnt, it really has nice color, which is going to add lots and lots of flavor. So we just add that in there like that. And then we carry on for the next batch. We're now going to add that last little bit of beef into there. Now, in this pan we have all of these caramelized little bits. Just get a little bit of water and we're just going to pour it in. And that water is now going to collect all of that flavor in the bottom of the pan. So that is now going to act as our stock that's going to go into our chili. It's now time to get some tomato paste. So we're probably looking at 2 really nice heaped tablespoons. So now we can stir that around. We just want to cook the tomato paste out just to lose that really harsh tomato flavor. Okay, now I can see the tomato paste has sort of changed from a bright red color to like sort of a dullish brown color. And you can see now we still have really sort of nice big chunks of meat going through here. I can smell it doesn't have any sort of really strong tomato flavor. Now we're going to get 2 cans chopped tomato go in. I'm just going to stir that around like that. Okay, so instead of adding beef stock or chicken stock, we're just going to add this liquid. we can just simmer it for maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, just to soften all of the meat fibers. And then our chili con carne will be pretty much ready. We'll just have to add some red kidney beans to it, add a little bit of salt and pepper, and we're done. So the next dish we're going to do is like an Asian sticky pork ribs. Now I've got these beautiful pork ribs over here. They're really sort of nice and meaty. Now the key here is to get your pan really, really hot. You want a really sort of nice brown color on your ribs. And we're just gonna get them in. And then it's the sound we want to hear. We want to hear a nice little sear. Okay, so now that we've got this amazing brown color on our ribs, it's now time to add the rest of the ingredients in. So now it's time for some honey. The honey is what's going to make it go sticky. Add the ginger. And now we're going to add some star anise. And that's going to give it a nice aniseedy flavor. And then we're just going to add some sherry vinegar just to sort of balance out a little bit of the sweetness. And then just a drizzle of balsamic vinegar. Now the balsamic vinegar, as soon as you reduce balsamic vinegar, it becomes really, really syrupy. So the combination between the honey and the balsamic vinegar is going to work very, very well. Now we're going to add just a little bit of chicken stock. So we want the chicken stock to sort of come up about halfway in the ribs. So about there. Get these back to the boil. We're just going to simmer this for about 1 to 2 minutes, get everything in the pan, and then roasted it in the oven about 180 degrees. It's probably going to take about half an hour to 45 minutes until all the liquid's gone and the ribs are really sort of nice and soft and nice and sticky. Okay, so now we've got this liquid up to a boil. We get these ribs into a tray. Okay, and now we pour this sauce all over like that. Right, so this pulled pork is about 25, half an hour away. Now it's time to hit it with some barbecue sauce and then maybe just 1/4 cup of tomato ketchup. Okay, so now that the barbecue sauce and the ketchup has gone in, we're just gonna leave it for another 25 minutes to half an hour. And I think our chili con carne is now ready. Now it's time to give it a taste. Wow. Whoa. That chili con carne is gonna put hairs on your chest, right? That's really, really spicy. Okay, so now that the chili is pretty much done, we can turn the heat off. And we're just gonna add some black kidney beans. Now, if you use the canned black kidney beans, always put it in right at the end. Because if you put it in at the beginning or in the middle and it cooks, your beans are just gonna fall apart. Right, so that pulled pork is now really, really soft. The barbecue sauce has sort of gone into the sauce. It's really nice and thick. It's perfectly done. So now we have to pull the pork. And we've got this layer of fat here that we don't really want. I now want to scrape off all of this fatty top. Okay, so now that all of the fat's been taken off, Now it's probably the hardest part of making pulled pork, and that's getting this out of here. Chances of it breaking on me is pretty good, just like that. And that is a really good sign that everything inside is super tender. So now it's time for pulling it. Take 2 forks, and all you do is that. And then just sort of break them into little strands, just like that. Okay, so now that the pork is pretty much all been pulled into really sort of nice strands like that, now it's time to put it back into the sauce. And what the sauce is going to do now, the sauce is really going to coat all of these little strands of meat with that barbecue sauce, tomato ketchup, the Spanish paprika, the onions that have just sort of dissolved with 6 hours of cooking. Okay, so what I like to do now, after I've seasoned it, I like to get some crispy garlic bits just to go inside. That'll just round off all of the smokiness. Okay, so this pulled pork is pretty much done. I'm just gonna put it back on the rice cooker, keep it on warm, and that'll hold until the boys arrive. Okay, these ribs are really, really nice and soft. Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
How are you? You good?
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
What's up, dude? How are you?
You with us?
Good man, good man. How are you?
Yeah, good. How are you
You guys ready to lose some money?
Good, yeah.
Just wanna... What's up, bud?
What's up, man?
How are you?
Thanks for having me.
Right, guys. There's pulled pork sandwiches. I did the pulled pork in the rice cooker. So it's been cooking for like 6 or 7 hours. We put some barbecue sauce in there. So it's really sort of nice and sweet and really soft. And then some sticky Asian pork ribs. We did the pork ribs, honey, star anise, a little bit of ginger, and chicken stock. We cooked it down until the sauce was like really, really sticky.
Looks great.
Let's get stuck in. Cheers. My beer's frozen, but. And you guys are losing money. Right.
I actually feel
Good.
Very good, huh?
We'll see you tonight. I'm going to
Exactly.
redeem myself tonight.
So don't get memory.
Right, guys, I'm gonna clear. How was that? Good?
Yeah.
Fantastic, Graham. Can you grab the book, Jim? Next week, everybody has their own version of comfort food. I'll share with you my personal favorites as the people of Appetite magazine join us and feature my dishes. To get the recipes from the show, check out my website, markettomaster.com. And if you want to see behind the scenes and latest updates, follow us on Facebook and Twitter.